It has somehow been exactly 1 year since Bonelab released. Over this past year, we've seen the initial hype of launch day die down, tons of modders make mass amounts of creative new content, and a player base grow divided over minimal communication from the devs. Also, Jim B. Wong and Cursed Ford. If so much has happened, why does it feel like so little? Why is the player base split like it is? Why does the mod list not have a search bar? In light of Bonelab's anniversary, I feel there's no better time than now to try and answer some of these burning questions. So, without further ado, goofy off phrase, let's examine both. If you were part of the VR community just before Bonelab's release, you were more than likely inundated with videos hyping up the game as the biggest thing to ever happen in the history of the universe. Even those who tried to convey what the game was actually like ended up making everyone think it would make them transcend, like me when listening to break-ins. All of this while Stress Level Zero tried to drop subtle hints that Bonelab was just an altered Boneworks, which even then is debatably untrue, but whatever. Wow, they seem really excited. Like really excited. Do they know this is a VR game? Eventually, Bonelab finally released, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't Boneworks. Plenty of people struggled to open gacha balls. Couldn't be me.
I saw the ever-informative teaser clips showing them being opened.
Others struggled with levels like Moonbase.
Could be me.
And especially with Pillar Climb. Bro, what is this? Bro. Big bro, get off my ass! The game rather quickly was deemed worse than Boneworks, with minimal story content in comparison, and the feeling that it was merely a scuffed Quest Boneworks sandbox, which is pretty much correct. I mean, seriously, what is this? Now, we sit in a weird place. The Mirror SDK remains incomplete, however modders have still loaded the game with new content, some of it essentially making Bonelab a new game, or bringing in its narratively superior predecessor. But beyond that, nothing much has changed in the base game. We got the cool content added with secret keycard rooms and a few batches of bug fixes, but it seems Bonelab is only ever going to be what Stress Level Zero failed to properly convey it would be. A Boneworks sandbox catered to Quest players who were disappointed they couldn't play Boneworks that happened to have some fun story beats tossed in. Sure, that's a simplification, but as we've seen over this last year, Stress Level Zero wanted Boneworks to be narrative-driven, while now they depart from that for a bit, then the next title to return to narrative-driven. Many players feel that this, alongside the $10 price increase, was a letdown, but it's more than just that fueling the divide between players. Despite the promise of 2 years of support, similar to what Boneworks was given, we've gotten essentially 2.5 updates, followed by relative silence. The community can see the game is still being somewhat updated, but some prominent bugs still remain, the SDK isn't complete, and what is in the game many still argue feels worse than Boneworks or diminishes the experience. Unless you'd like saves not updating or being thrown off a ledge because your legs are spring-loaded.
Michael! Don't leave me here!
Hey yo? You have to agree with this at least a little. Now the community sits in this sort of divided disarray where plenty of people enjoy aspects of the game and are attempting to be understanding of Stress Level Zero's infrequent and mysterious updates, while others are heavily disappointed in both the state of Bonelab and especially Stress Level Zero's lack of communication. I find I lie somewhere in the middle. I still think Bonelab is fun, introduces some cool pieces of lore into the universe, and is by no means a bad VR game, but I can't deny that Stress Level Zero's lack of communication is a bit lame. I've developed games and can say, it can be absolutely hellish. Spending 2 days troubleshooting one issue only to find you mistype one fucking character makes you want to commit war crimes. However, that doesn't mean you couldn't set aside a few minutes to be like,
Yo, this shit is wittily painful for real. It's probably gonna be a while before it's done.
Here's what you can look forward to when it is though. And then list some small stuff. At the same time though, plenty of artists will disappear for a long time, then phase back into our mortal realm to drop something. I mean, look at Break-ins. Or just dips, and then comes back to drop a 3-year-long effort that ends up being fucking heat. One can only hope that kind of mysterious content drop also applies to Stress Level Zero. Furthering that thought, many members of the community are theorizing and hoping that Stress Level Zero will drop a big update on Bonelab's anniversary. Hopefully not for the sake of this video, am I right? Some are saying it could be multiplayer, some are hoping for the completed SDK, some members don't believe anything will drop, having lost faith in Stress Level Zero entirely. I think multiplayer is somewhat confirmed to not be a goal for Stress Level Zero, but my hopes for the complete SDK are present. As far as we know, Stress Level Zero is fine, so I see no reason why they wouldn't be working on updates as we speak. I assume we'll get a few more updates taking us towards the end of the 2-year support period, then the community can hop on their back until they drop Hollow Machine King. Whether we get an anniversary update or any future updates at all, the community will continue to breathe life into Bonelab for years to come. Again, I doubt Stress Level Zero has turned their back on Bonelab, as some say, but alas, we'll see. In summary, Bonelab is no Boneworks, but I don't think it was ever meant to be. Whether Stress Level Zero continues to support it or not, their direction will never have taken it in the way that many fans wanted them to. And I think that's okay, as long as they drop all of the Machine King.
Please, bro, please. It looks so dope. Please, bro, please.